Hello, my name is Denise, and I'm going to be the host of this video and many other videos, I hope. I've just started my brand new YouTube channel. I'm really excited about it. And it's going to be about wellness. I'm going to be talking about a whole lot of wellness things, not just nutrition. Of course, I'm going to be talking about that. I have a background in nutrition. I have a background in environment. I have a background in economics. Uh, and some background in health. So I'm going to be talking about that a little bit when the time is right. But yeah, I just want to get started. Like wellness is not just about what you eat and what you do. It's about a lot of things. It's about, like getting in touch with your well-being, doing what you want to do. And this is part of my exciting journey, I hope, of what I want to do. But, as much as we want to ignore this, often life really sucks. I mean, we're on this journey and I'm on a journey myself. I have, been ill lately. And just a lot of things happen in life that we wonder why. And so today I'm going to be talking about those things that happen in life. So I'm going to call this life sucks. Now, we don't like to think that, but really, honestly, life does suck. And there's no way to candy coat that. There's no way to say, well, no, it's not that bad. Yeah, it is. Life can be that bad. So anyway, uh, I did this video yesterday and I have to redo it because I didn't hit record yesterday. And so yesterday, I was writing a few notes. And so I tried to prepare my first video, packed all my stuff, and I headed to the library. I walked 20 minutes to get here because I cannot do the videos from home. I don't think it's going to be easy for me to do it. My husband's there, the dog's there, and the lighting's bad. And so I'm going to see if I can do this at the library. And it seems to be pretty good. And, I just need to be able to book a room to be able to do this. And so anyway, I get to the library and I realize that the book that I kept all my notes in, I left it. And, I had planned yesterday to talk about the needs and satisfiers of human beings, and talk about that being, like that there's 9 needs. And there's 9, yeah, 9 human beings have 9 basic needs. And, there are things that satisfy those needs. I was going to talk about that, but I left my notes at home and I needed all those notes, because there were some things that I need to go over. And so I thought, well, okay, so today I'm just going to talk about life sucks. And so I wrote down a whole bunch of stuff and I actually emailed it to myself, and then I've got it on the computer right beside me. So, bear with me. This is, the second take on this one, but this is one of my first videos. And so hopefully, like it'll be okay. So yeah, I am trying to get a YouTube channel going. It's going to be focusing on wellness. I want to talk about wholeness of the human being, body, mind, spirit, soul. And, it all goes together, and it's extremely important. The mental health is very, very important. Spiritual health, very important. I want to discuss afterlife. I watched a lot of videos on people who've had near-death experiences, and I've gotten really interested in that over the past 10 months. I've been off on disability, and I don't know why, I just got interested in that. I just couldn't get enough of it. And I also got interested in just authenticity and people like going after the things that they really want to go after. And anyway, so yeah, I want to talk about why life sucks. So for me, yeah, life sucks. And right now, life sucks pretty bad. My husband has depression and has been on like different medications, and he's on and off ones, they'll work for a little bit, they won't work, and he's not able to do his job as a bus driver. So he's off on disability as well. And we're both in this little apartment. It's not really fun. But especially since he's feeling very down, very depressed, because he's not doing anything, he's very bored. And the reason that I am on medical leave is because I have the chronic inflammatory condition. They haven't quite diagnosed it yet. I'm going for an MRI tomorrow. And hopefully that'll lead to some insight. I'm not really sure if it will. I've been diagnosed with like a couple of different things. It seems to be this or that, but it's like a combination of things. And so it's been really, I've had pain, I've had stiffness. I was able to run, and I was very active. I've done marathons. I've in 42K or 26 miles in 3.5 hours before, and now I can barely get in and out of a car sometimes. Sometimes I'm fine, sometimes I'm not. And so and I feel ill, I feel tired, and so yeah, I've been away from work for quite some time, and that's why like watching YouTube videos and podcasts and doing some reading some books. That's what I've been doing. I had worked in medical clinic and working with obese patients. And so with my work with obese patients, I totally can get life does suck for a lot of people, and just interacting with people who are in a condition where they can hardly walk because of their obesity, or they can't get on a plane. They feel isolated, they feel alone. And it's pretty hard for you to talk about nutrition and eating properly when the only thing that gives you pleasure is that container of Haagen-Dazs at the end of the day. And that's the way it is for a lot of these people. Not everyone that goes to the obesity clinic, but for many of them. And so yeah, for them life sucks really bad. And for many of us, especially when we become ill, or we lose a loved one. We just lost our 17-year-old dog. We had to put her down like just a little bit over a week ago. That really sucked, and that hurt way more than I was thinking it would. So I had planned on grieving the way I did. I had been, because I was on medical leave, I had been taking good care of her. She had chronic kidney disease, which is common in dogs. When they get older, your kidneys just wear out. And so I was taking her out for her pee, every 4 hours. And, she also had arthritis, and I was trying to get her to eat, because one of the signs of kidney disease is that the appetite goes down, at least in dogs. And so she wasn't eating, and she started vomiting a lot. And so it was time for her to go. But man, that hurt. That really hurt. We have another dog too. He's 11 and he's healthy. He's developed diarrhea though since we put her down. I think he's stressed out. When he gets stressed out, he gets diarrhea. And so I think that's resolving itself now. But yeah, it hurts when things like that happens, when you lose a loved one. And so that's still very, very fresh in my mind. And also a family member of mine just passed away November 8th. And yeah, and the same thing happened with my husband. He had a family member, one of his family members pass away, like saying condolences. One of the sure things in this life is that one day you will die, and you need to address that. You at least see it as it is. It is part of life. My husband's dad is 93, and just yesterday he was just given hours to live, and the whole family's kind of gathered around and to say goodbyes and everything. And so yeah, that's it's hard to say goodbye, because then everything's done. But I believe that, I strongly believe actually, that when you die, you don't die. You go on. You live on. Either you reincarnate, or like go to heaven, whatever it is. But when you leave your body, it's just a body. It's like when your car dies, you don't die with it. You get out of your car, call a tow truck, because you're not attached to that car anymore, and you get a new one. It's the same thing, with at least that's how I feel, with our bodies. When we're done with our body, it's just something that basically we discard it, and we move on. But for the people who are left behind, it's hard, because you're going to miss that person or that pet. And but you just have to say to yourself, yes, I know that there's no suffering, and that person is in a good place. Okay, so now that my husband and I are in our 50s, we're both feeling very lost. And we don't have kids. Like what are we doing? We're both getting disability benefits, and we're both just kind of coasting along. It's like, what's a purpose? What's my purpose? And what should I actually be doing? My husband was a bus driver, and it's like, do I really want to be driving a bus? What do I really want to be doing? And unfortunately, we can only answer these questions for ourselves, but sometimes we just don't know when we just kind of follow a path. And I kind of believe that maybe that's why I got sick, because I was sick. I couldn't carry on like an 8-hour day, but I was able to get out, get some exercise, move around, walk. And I was able to, like read and continue that way. So that might have been, what kind of led me into this direction, and maybe that's the reason. But for many people in this life, that's we all come from the school of hard knocks, right? And regardless, you can look at your neighbor, you can look at your friend, family member, whoever, and say, well, their life is easy, mine is hard. Look at it a little bit closer, and there might be some things that they're hiding from you, or might be some things that you've overlooked. But we all come from the school of hard knocks. We're all kind of struggling, and life should be a struggle, because those struggles, those challenges, are what makes us strong. That those challenges teach us, and they teach us the contrast. But at some point in just about everybody's life, I'm not sure about you, but I've been in this position before, where you just break down in tears, and you say to yourself, or God, or whoever, this is not fair. Why me? Why now? I can't win. I can't take this. I've had enough. And you're just like at your wits' end, thinking, I don't know if I can get through even the day. I've been there. And my husband has been there, and I'm sure many of you have been there. That's part of what sucks about life, right? Other stuff about myself, I have suffered from childhood trauma, and that made getting through adulthood, trying to figure things out, very difficult. And the same thing that with my husband, he's neglect, abuse, just you kind of get into your adulthood, and you have no idea how to maneuver through life if you've had childhood trauma. and struggles with fitting in and with relationships, money troubles. Many of us have money troubles, and like we're no exception. The feelings of not being able to measure up, not being able to to be smart enough or strong enough or clever enough, and that makes it paralyzes you when it's time to take a chance. I never want to take a chance. So yeah, I have suffered from paralyzing anxiety. I still do, but I'm trying to work through that. And so, yeah, right now I'm scared to death. And so just bear with me. This is my first one. If this is the first one that you've watched from me, hopefully they get better over time. But anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that many of you have had a lot of the same challenges, and I'm going to talk to you also in some of these videos about some of the resources that I have gathered up, like over the 10 months that I've been watching YouTube videos and podcasts, and I would really like to share that with you. I won't be able to share it all in this video because it's going to take too long if I did. But I know a lot of people have family issues, issues with their parents, issues with their children, depression. I'm shocked at how many people are on antidepressants or other mind-altering prescription medications. I see people living on the street, and I just wonder how they got there. What is their story? And what drives people to steal from others? What drives people to just take whatever it is? There's got to be something behind that. And why do some people work really hard and end up losing everything or die struggling to get to the top? It's like, yeah, I finally made it. And then they take a heart attack. Why is that? So yeah, it is difficult. So I'm going to say it again. Life sucks. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, so now you're going to say, just look on the positive side. Yes, it is important to look on the positive side, but that's not what this video is about, because we do have to address that and not pretend it doesn't exist. If you look just on the positive side, you're just, you're discrediting that. You've got these feelings that life is bad, and we should be, when we have these kind of feelings, it's not good to hold that back. We should be leaning into them. We should be feeling those feelings. They're there for a reason, and they're there so that we can work through them. So why is it that life sucks? Is God or whoever, you might not believe in God, but if there is a God, is he mean or evil? No, of course not, right? Is humanity bad? No. Some people might disagree that, but humanity's not essentially bad. Humanity is good. So I've had lots of time to read. Basically, that's all I've been doing, reading and watching videos. And so one of the videos that I've been watching is because since I got interested in near-death experiences, and I've been watching a podcast called Next Level Soul by Alex Ferrari. It's really good. If you're interested in near-death experience, he talks about channelers and people who are mediums. He interviews. He has done many interviews, and so I've watched a lot of those, and so that has kind of influenced a lot of my thinking. Some of the people he has interviewed, as like I've taken bits and pieces of information from a lot of those people, and so he interviewed one person, I'm not really sure who that was, and talking about, when life is sometimes bad, like why do we need to have bad things happen? Well, there's one analogy or metaphor that was used by one of the interviewees. And he said, well, if you're, okay, so supposing you grew up on a resort, your parents had a resort, and it was one of the finest restaurants in North America or Europe or wherever you are. And that's all you had. You had this great food, and people would come in and they would rave about how great the food is. And you would have no idea that the food is great because you haven't had any other food except that. So it's just dinner, for you, it was just dinner. Okay, so then you turn 18 and you go away to university and you live in residence and you eat cafeteria food. Okay, so now you have something to compare it with, right? So it's like, oh, this macaroni and cheese slop, compared to the stuff, okay, that I used to have. Now I understand what good is. And so if we never have those times where life really sucks, we would never know what those good times are, those times that are really happy, those happy memories. You wouldn't know them as being happy memories if you don't have those times that life sucks. So for some people, their lives have almost always been bad, or more bad than not, it seems. And yeah, I don't know. Some people seem to be lucky or luckier than others. I'm not really sure why that would be. But whatever it is, it's your journey, and this is the path. There is no blame, no shame. Whatever it is that has happened to you, or that you have caused to have happen, because of your actions. It's not something that it doesn't do any good to blame yourself for it. And so we just take our experiences as they come, whether they're good or bad. Enjoy the good ones. Try to learn something from the bad ones. I believe that there is a higher power. You might not. That's okay. You can call the higher power source, God, whatever. And I also believe that there are others around us, or at least somebody, a spirit guide or an angel around us, guiding us, helping us. And if we just listen to the cues and listen to what they're trying to tell us, then we can get these little hints that that guide us, that push us in the right direction. If you have this kind of hunch, it's like, God, maybe I should not go to the library today, or I should go here, or do that, or call somebody, call this person. Then often the hunch is right. So yeah, just kind of lean into these hunches when you can. Because yeah, we are here to learn a lesson or lessons. And whenever, it is time, we leave our meat sack behind and move on to the next life with all of those experiences that we've had. So yeah, so just like I said, try to talk to your guides, try to listen to them, and before you poo-poo that, say, well, I'm not gonna do that, like that's crazy because I don't believe in God. You might just believe in your true self, your inner self, and that's all right. But ask yourself, before you just like, no, I'm not going to do that. Why not? What's it going to cost? It's not going to cost you anything. It's not going to cost you any money, and it's not really going to cost you any time. Maybe a couple of minutes just to ask, or to ask for guidance. Talk to your higher self, your God, or whatever. And what do you need? What do you need to be able to do it? Nothing. You don't even need a phone. It's easy to do, and it's easy to try. And that is my best advice for people who, feeling like life sucks, that's one of the things that you can try. Just try to ask your God, your higher power, to get you through this. And another thing is, one day at a time. When you're freaking out like I do all the time, I yesterday I was just doing that. It's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm going to be, there's going to be all these changes, and what's going to happen. That what am I doing right now? What's important right now? And get that done, and then do the next thing, and then do the next thing. Keep grounding yourself. It's like, right now, what's happening? So right now for me, I'm doing this video, and so nothing else matters right now except me doing this video. And so after that, I'll probably review it, and then after that, I'll take my next step. I don't know. All right, and so that's my very first video. And well, I guess my second video, I'm not really sure about, but my first full video. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I will be doing more soon and uploading them. So I wish you all a good day, and goodbye.